Hey there guys, welcome back to a second collection update video that I'm posting before the new year begins. And as you may know, it is almost New Year's Eve as of recording. I'd say about 12 hours or so, or less. Let me check the time just to make sure. 12 o'clock p.m. 12 hours before the new year begins. But let me cut the chase. You may know why you guys are here. This second collection update is going to be about my Criterion Overhaul with 3 additional games in the mix. All these Criterions are for Amazon. One PS4 game is from Amazon as well. My other PS4 game is from Walmart, and last one is going to be a PS5 game from Limited Run. First title I'm going to show you is one I've been meaning to add to my Criterion collection for some time. And that is War of the Worlds, the original War of the Worlds from 1953. Classic sci-fi movie. If I could get this camera to focus. Like I said, this is a new camera that I just bought from Best Buy more than a month ago. So, you're welcome to pause if you really want to see the list of special features. Like I said, I'm not going to name all of them for pacing reasons. For sure, it has all the features ported over from the original Special Collector's Edition DVD from Paramount. Got this along with When Worlds Collide in a Paramount Presents double feature pack, but sadly it was only in a 4K Ultra HD disc, whereas When Worlds Collide is in a standard Blu-ray disc. But moving on. Next up here is from Sam Peckinpah, Pat Garrett, and Billy the Kid. Clips of it look really interesting, even the trailer. I do enjoy the song by Bob Dylan, Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Classic tune that has been covered by many artists like Eric Clapton and Guns N' Roses, just to name a few. You're welcome to pause if you really want to look at most of the special features. Like I said, for pacing reasons, not going to name them all, but I'll have you know, this Blu-ray contains a newly revised 50th anniversary release, along with its theatrical cut and the Turner Entertainment and the final preview cut. I'd assume it has to be the Turner Entertainment preview cut that has been released sometime back in the late 1980s. After Turner had purchased a huge bulk of the MGM library, with a few exceptions, of course, with that being Electric Dreams and O.C. and Stiggs, for specific reasons. Next one up is a Japanese supernatural horror thriller from 1977, and is produced by Toho. Yep, that Toho Studios who had been making Godzilla movies for more than 7 decades, mind you. That is House. Saw a trailer of it a while back, and it looks really interesting. Never saw it, but I am curious. Next up is a highly misunderstood epic from 1977, directed by William Friedkin. From what I heard, it had some serious trouble with behind the scenes and had failed to garner such praise and didn't do so well at the box office, if I remember correctly. And that is William Friedkin's Sorcerer. Trailer of it looks interesting, and the music is really fantastic from what I've heard by Tangerine Dream before they worked on. Sorry about that, just getting notifications from my phone. But you're welcome to look at the features and pause if you're curious. And funny story, I've meant to get the standard Blu-ray release of this movie, but instead I accidentally got myself the 4K version, which thankfully includes the standard Blu-ray in this combo pack. Really don't care. Hopefully it looks really fantastic on my PS5. But as I was saying, Tangerine Dream had some really excellent music throughout the years, like Risky Business, Beef with James Caan, and The Keep, which is an underrated masterpiece from Michael Mann. Then came The Park Is Mine, which is an underrated action movie with Tommy Lee Jones. Then, Near Dark. That's another underrated cult classic with Lance Henriksen and Bill Paxton. Really excellent music. And last one I have here is a box set that I really wanted for my collection. That is America, Lost and Found, the BBS story. It's packed with more than a handful of movies. First up, you have the booklet. King of the Marvin Gardens, which I really don't know much about. Never seen any previews of it, mind you. The Last Picture Show, which features Jeff Bridges, who I like as an actor, as well as others that I don't mind as actors. Now I'm aware that there is a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack that includes both the theatrical and director's cut, but is only exclusive in the Columbia Pictures 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack box set, along with other classics from Columbia Pictures, all from Sony. Looks like a double feature pack of Drive, He Said, and Safe Place, one of which was directed by Jack Nicholson, which I frankly wasn't aware of. Five Easy Pieces by Bob Rafelson, which he went on to, hopefully I didn't butcher the name, who later on went on to direct Stay Hungry, which also stars Jeff Bridges and a very young Arnold Schwarzenegger, who at that time of that film's release, Stay Hungry, that is, won a Golden Globe Award. And I have seen it, and I really enjoyed that movie. Though I never saw Five Easy Pieces, but hopefully it'll be interesting. But next up is Easy Rider, which I think I've heard some great things about. I really don't mind Dennis Hopper as an actor, and I really got to check out Colors, which Hopper directed less than two decades after this, with Sean Penn and Robert Duvall. And I really gotta check this one out. Maybe it'll be an interesting double feature to enjoy. Last one out of this box set is another by Bob Rafelson, or Rafelson. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name. If any of you know how to pronounce his name, feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. But it's Head, which I really don't know much about this movie other than it features the Monkees, which is a band from the 1960s. I really never listened. I really don't listen to their music very much, but it doesn't hurt to give it a shot in the dark. Regardless, it was an excellent deal. $60 says I'll buy it. Those were on sale around the time, I'd say late November. Really great deal on those movies. Now that we got those out of the way, it's time we get to the encore. That is the games. Now, like I said in the beginning, I have 2 PS4 games and 1 PS5 game. First up, from Amazon, I figured since the publisher behind this was losing the license and is going out of print and likely being delisted online. And I'm aware that this game didn't do so well, but that is Transformers Galactic Trials. I wouldn't say it looks like it's going to be the greatest game upon trying it out, but I don't care. I do love me some Transformers. Might be decent, nonetheless. Next one up I got from Walmart is one that I know a lot of people have been crazy about, but me personally, I'm not. That is Five Nights at Freddy's. I know the series has been popular ever since people like Markiplier had recorded Let's Play playthroughs of this. Even some others like PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye, just to name a few, had done playthroughs of it. Me personally, I've already said that before, really don't care for this. So why bother? But it don't matter. Just gonna give this one a shot in the dark. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to do so. Last one I have here is one that I just pre-ordered a while back upon its upon announcement of its pre-orders. That is a classic trilogy from my childhood. That is Gex. This is a special limited edition box set from Limited Run. Just gotta unbox it. Inside is a collectible poster. Here's what it looks like. And here's what the back really looks like. Real cool, isn't it? First one was a really tough game. I've only managed to complete the first half of it. But never got a chance to complete the Chinese level. It was a really tough game, and sadly never has a save game feature on PS1. Now I'm aware that you can make save states in the 3DO version, but come on, how hard is it to implement a save game feature for PS1 as well as others? I mean, come on, it's really irritating. Next one up is the trilogy soundtrack in a CD. Got most of the songs that were featured in the game. And next up, here is the game itself. Now, I do own it digitally, but who cares? I really do love me some Gex. And last but not least is a steelbook. I don't know why they thought that's really best to have both the steelbook along with the plastic keep case. But what the heck? Like I said, I do love me some Gex. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Remember that I told you that I liked this cover of Friday the 13th Part 5 before? Well, changed my mind. Get it lined up. I like this one better. That's all, folks. Thanks for stopping by and watching me show you what titles I have new to the collection. If any of these movies from the Criterion collection stand out to you, and if you enjoy any of those movies that I've shown you, and if you enjoy any of these games I've shown you, please let me know in the comment section down below what are your thoughts about any of them. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year.